If you've been struggling with your hair growth and it just seems like your hair just isn't growing anymore, or maybe your hair is just growing extremely slow and you've been looking for a solution to restore your hair back to its former glory, watch this video to the very end and I'll be telling you exactly how to do that. Now, before we can come up with a solution, we first have to identify the problem, the source, the root. Makes sense, right? So before you continue on watching this video, I highly advise watching my video on why your hair might have stopped growing, which is going to be right here. Also, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications. I make videos on hair care, skincare, fitness, fashion, health, you name it, I make it. So if any of that interests you at all, go ahead and subscribe with the bell so that you don't miss out on when I post. And lastly, on this channel, it's extremely important to me that I deliver quality to you guys. So if you guys find this video helpful in any sort of way, or you might have found out some information that you might not have previously known, you can feel free to leave a super thanks down below. A super thanks is like leaving a little tip on the video. It helps the channel out directly and it's extremely appreciated. And also, if you feel like you have a little bit more of a serious situation going on and you want or you're seeking one-on-one help and you feel like I may be that person to help, you can go ahead and leave a super thanks on the video, and attached to that super thanks you can leave a comment. Just leave a brief summary of what you might be dealing with and make sure to include your Instagram handle, and I will personally DM you and see if I can help you out with whatever situation you might have going on. So I'm assuming that you guys went ahead and watched the previous videos. So now that you currently might have identified the problem or what you might be dealing with here, let's now come up with a solution. I'm going to organize this video from least significant to the most significant or more urgent matters or solutions. Alright, so number one, not properly taking care of your hair. Your hair's halt in growth, or your hair is just very slow progression in growth, may be due to you just simply not caring for your hair properly. I like to think of hair as a plant. If you're not providing the plant nutrients and the proper care that it needs, it just simply doesn't have the tools it needs to grow. Your hair is going to be exactly the same. You can't simply just apply a conditioner or a leave-in conditioner and expect your hair to grow. You have to make sure that you're providing nutrients and substance to the actual roots of the plant, or the roots of your actual hair. So you have to make sure that your scalp is properly cared for as well. Your scalp is extremely important when it comes to your hair growth, and your scalp's overall health is extremely important as well. The solution to this is you can add a leave-in conditioner into your routine, as well as I highly recommend adding some sort of oil directly into your scalp into your weekly routine here. If you're not sure on what oil to use, you can watch either one of my videos here. Either one of these oils are going to be amazing. I highly recommend watching either one of these videos here to find out which one might work a little bit better for you. The second problem here is you might have a vitamin or a mineral deficiency. This means that you may be lacking a fundamental component needed for your hair's growth, which could be a certain vitamin or mineral, or maybe a blend of both. When it comes to hair growth, minerals and vitamins like iodine, zinc, selenium, or even vitamin C are going to be amazing for hair growth. You want to make sure that you're getting plenty of those. If you're currently suffering from a mineral or vitamin deficiency, there's a very easy solution to this. And that solution is to take multivitamins every day for 3 months straight. You want to make sure whatever multivitamin that you go with is very plentiful and rich in iodine, zinc, selenium, vitamin B, vitamin C, all the essential minerals and vitamins needed for hair growth. You're going to take that vitamin every single day for 3 months straight, and I highly advise measuring your hair before you do this just to make sure that your hair is growing. So you can literally take a ruler to your hair and see what length your hair is at. But do that every day for 3 months straight and see if there's any change in your hair's growth, and see if your hair starts to sprout up and grow again. You also want to make sure that you have the correct diet. So you want to make sure you're getting plenty of dark leafy greens and adding that into your diet every single day. And on top of all of that, you also want to make sure that you're providing your hair and scalp with those essential nutrients externally as well. So again, applying an oil or applying a conditioner that's rich in those nutrients that it needs as well. Combining those three together, if you are suffering from a deficiency, I can guarantee you that this will definitely be a very easy fix and a quick solution for you. So again, I highly advise that you watch either one of my hair oil videos here. Now, the next problem here that I'm going to address is going to be a little bit more on the serious side, and that is actually going to be, you could possibly have split ends. You could possibly have split ends that's causing your hair to break faster than it's actually growing, so you won't really see any growth if that is the case. Split ends is when a strand of hair splits in half at the end and then splits again, which then causes frayed ends that taper out into nothingness. If you notice that your hair might shed a lot, or you notice that your hair might break at the ends, split ends just might be the culprit. Now, I know this might be hard to hear, and I only want you to do this if you can confirm that you have split ends. If you're not sure or you can't really confirm it yourself, I highly advise going to a licensed cosmetologist and having them look at your hair and have them confirm it for you. But once you do confirm that you have split ends, I want you to actually cut your hair. I know, it might sound a little crazy, I know. Now, I know it might seem counterproductive, but I actually want you to get your hair trimmed every 3 months and a half to every 6 months, depending on how serious your split ends are, of course. But getting rid of your split ends is going to be so much more beneficial to your hair versus just allowing it to continue to split. You're going to retain so much more length, and you'll actually start to see your hair grow versus taper out into nothingness. I'm not saying chop it all off, I'm just saying trim your hairs at the end around every 3 months and a half to around every 6 months, depending on how bad your split ends are. And that's going to help you to retain so much more length instead of wasting your beautiful hair growth. Alright, and lastly, your hair could possibly be in the resting phase. Now, this one here is probably going to be the most difficult to actually fix, simply just because it mostly comes down to your actual genetics. Our hair actually grows in a 3-phase cycle. The first phase is actually the growth phase. You'll normally see a lot more hair growth during the summer than you will during the winter. This may be because your hair is actually going through that phase. It lasts on average actually 3.5 years for this phase to actually be done with. And for some people, it might even last for 7. Right after that phase ends, then there's the transitional phase. Now, this phase only lasts around 10 days, but it's just a short transition from the growth phase to the resting phase. And lastly, there's the resting phase where your hair actually releases and falls out. The follicle stays active for around 3 months after this, and then the process repeats itself. Now, the process is individualized to every specific strand of hair, so this won't happen all at once or else all your hair would fall out at the same time. Now, this is tricky because genetically you might go through the resting phase a lot longer than the average person, and also during the growth and transitional phase you might experience a lot less hair growth than the average person. So simply due to genetics, it might automatically make your hair growth process a lot harder than the normal person's hair growth process. But don't lose heart, don't let that discourage you. This just simply means that you have to understand that your hair is going to take a lot more effort and a lot more care than a typical person's. You're also going to have to make sure that you're caring for your hair properly, which goes back into what I was talking about, getting your hair the proper nutrients that it needs. You're going to want to make sure that you're getting the hair the vitamins and everything that it possibly could need. You might have to change your diet and make sure that you're consuming things that are rich in the essential nutrients needed to grow hair, like zinc and all of those great nutrients. You might also want to consider taking supplements, hair growth supplements, to add into your diet as well. If you do notice that you might have been in the resting phase for a long period of time, I highly recommend seeing a nutritionist and a cosmetologist and seeking help directly from them, because your situation is just a little bit more serious than the rest that were mentioned in this video. But I guarantee you, it doesn't mean your hair isn't going to grow. It just means you're going to have to take a lot longer time and a lot more effort. That's it. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take my leave. Really quickly before I go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Again, I make videos on skincare, hair care, fitness, fashion, health. You guys name it, I make it. So go ahead and subscribe and turn post notifications on. I make a video every week. And if you are seeking one-on-one help and you want help directly from me, make sure to go ahead and leave a super thanks down below. Just write a quick summary of what you might be dealing with and make sure to include your Instagram handle and I will message you directly. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and leave this video a like. Comment down below which one of these situations you might personally be dealing with. And again, if this video was extremely helpful to you, you can also leave a super thanks. It's like a little tip. It helps out the channel directly. And yeah, that's all the time that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for coming back and seeing me. I'm Kozak, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace.